As we mentioned in a previous video about confession, some of the biggest tools that Satan has to keep us in bondage is fear, shame, and guilt. And we need to recognize the fact that Jesus alone is the one who conquers those things and is able to bring us into freedom and a free relationship of love with the Father. And in Colossians 1, verse 20, he says, "And by him, who is Jesus, to reconcile all things to himself, by him, whether things on earth or things in heaven, having made peace through the blood of his cross. And you who were once alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now he is reconciled in the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and blameless and above reproach in his sight." And it's just a radical verse for us to understand that in God's eyes, because of the cross, there's no more sin or iniquity separating us from the Father, but we are holy and blameless in his sight. And how do you think that perspective has affected you?
I mean, that's so important, because I would have never got up from the just the depression that I was in unless I had my identity firmly set in Jesus's blood that was shed for me. If I didn't believe I was forgiven in Christ, I certainly wouldn't have moved forward. I would have felt defeated and would have stayed in that defeated place. So really, this is a big step, because you have to look to the cross. And for a lot of us, that's going to be difficult, because we're going to get caught up in our flesh and what we're thinking. And man, I'm a mess, and I'm no good, and I'm a bad husband, and I'm bad at this. But you got to keep your eyes, fix your eyes on the author and finisher of our faith, and that's Jesus. In order to move forward, remember that the blood of Christ is more powerful than sin. And that's what you need to know at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And even in my life, as that sin keeps progressing, as it progressed in me, I recognized that I felt a separation between me and the Father. I felt like I wasn't even saved at times. And just understanding the fact that God was for me in this fight, that he desired for me to be free, and that the cross was sufficient for my sins. Not negligence, not saying that my sin wasn't impactful to God or evil, but saying that his cross is greater than my sins was very important in my fight.